Yeah.
Okay. Yay. So,
Hi.
hi. So nice to see you, Sunidhi, and welcome to this.
Same here.
This is the first episode of this podcast. So, you're our first guest. So, I'm so thankful.
I'm really grateful for the opportunity and thanks for making me this special that you're starting with me.
Yes. It is my
Yeah.
pleasure, and the way I have seen you grown throughout the years, and the way I've seen you evolve as an artist, it is like my pleasure and my honor to have you share your journey with us. So
Thank
let's
you
get
so much.
started.
Thank
So
you.
I would like for you to just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do. Yeah, all that.
Yeah, okay. So this is Sunidhi Jain and I'm founder and CEO of Nirvana, the Art and Rejuvenation Studio. With that, I'm an painting artist. Uh, I should say creator more of that than the painting artist only because that gives you a label. With that, I am also a certified NLP hypnosis and life coach practitioner.
Wow.
So yeah, I am doing and also certified storyteller also. So with this, I'm like the idea of Nirvana was ki to have a place where you can like evolve yourself or transit to your higher self
Mhm.
with the help of creativity and the flow that you get while you create. And also, we all know that creativity and the process of creation has a lot of healing aspects inside that. It's a natural way of healing you. So, this is a place where I guess I'm creating a bridge between art and mental health or self-healing around that. Ki you can find your peace, calm, solace in the process of creativity. So yeah, that was the vision while I was creating the studio,
Mhm.
and I'm trying to be on it by collaborating and taking taking classes or workshops around the all kind of art or creativity process that involve what to say colors or maybe any kind of I'm not getting the word rightly, but yeah, any kind of um, your inside vision to it. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I can say. Ki, where you can put your vision and your thoughts, ki how you will create that, how you want a thing to be. So that's the kind of thing I wanted to create. So I am on it. It's been
Nice.
2 years now. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is so.
Yeah.
I would like to share why I have started this podcast.
Yeah, sure, please. Yeah,
So
I wanted to know.
I am Amruta Pongshe, and I call myself the enlightened artist. So in 2021, I was at like a crisis, a personal in a personal space where there I it was, I think, the second wave of COVID, and there were a lot of things
Yeah.
happening both on the personal front and the professional front for me. So that was the time when I decided to take a break and get back to my creative roots. I had always been like a creative person, but I had never pursued that seriously, or I never thought that
Okay.
that could be something that I could do full time. So that is when I did a journaling course, and through that journaling course, the I felt inspired to delve deeper and deeper into my creative side,
Wow.
and then I started writing poetry. So I've had a very twisted journey towards my creativity. So I wanted to connect with other professionals and other creatives, and even people who do not consider themselves um, in like creative people.
Yeah. Some
Like,
people say that I can't do that. Matlab,
yeah.
it's not in me. I'm like art dumb. There's nothing like that. I don't feel. And with that, matlab, we also met on first wave, before first wave of COVID only.
Yeah, yes, yes.
That's where
Oh
we
my God.
also got connected, yeah. So that's how, I mean, I have realized it through the process ki there is no right way of becoming an artist. You are born to be a creator in whichever field you are. Matlab,
Yes.
without that, you can't do anything on first place only.
Mm,
Uh, it's not something luxury. I feel art or creativity on that part is not a luxury. It's a substantial thing. Matlab, it's a way of living. It's
yes,
nothing you add. It's not luxury or you have to be something on it. It's the way of living. You can't do anything if there is no art. I mean,
exactly.
people take it very, it's very neglected how we are covered with all the creativity around. There's
Mm.
nothing without creativity. I mean, everybody has a spark on it. Some flame it bigger by knowing the ways and everything, and some
Right.
are like doing it in a general process, but
Mm.
nobody can say कि I don't know anything about it. And you don't have to be anything on that part.
Right.
That's how you are naturally. Yeah, that's how we are made.
Right.
I feel like that.
And all of us have a different approach and a different
Yeah,
milestones towards this
exactly.
journey. So I would like to know from you, what did you or who did you want to be as a kid?
Oh God. I was a black sheep. I didn't knew anything about myself.
Okay,
Even becoming an artist was never, never, ever a conscious decision. I
interesting.
didn't knew when I don't know in my clear memory, there's no such memory as ki yeah, that day I decided that I'll be an artist. No. It's not a thing. Matlab, it's not that way for me. And I didn't had any clarity. I was good at languages when I was in school,
Mhm.
or I should say my literature was good. I was really bad at math. I was just passing by ki matlab 60s or 60% or 65% like that. Not a very bright kid, just an average kid. They didn't knew anything about it, ki what to do, how to do, and I guess we as a 90s kid, we didn't had that clarity around in environment also.
Mhm.
Everybody was going like that only. Nobody was well directed or well, what to say. Our parents are also taking it very lightly कि जब 11th में जाएंगे तब subject ले लेंगे and all that around it. मतलब it was never a conscious decision कि या यही करना है. I didn't knew. I didn't knew. I was good at creativity. I used to do things here and there. I was good at dancing also. And I started earning when I was in my 10th standard.
Wow,
I
that's
used to
interesting.
do, yeah, I used to do that. There was a chain marketing that used
Mhm.
to happen.
Mhm.
So I was in that. I was a area manager. I had 18 people under me while I was in 12th.
Wow.
So, yeah, and I was taking that summer vacation classes of drawing, dancing, and calligraphies and all that around it, just to like pass on. So, earning money was never my agenda because I used to do it easily. So, it was never a thing in I have to earn money because I was having enough money more than my friends used to have.
Hmm.
I was always good with that. I had my paying capacity. I used to give my mother and father the gifts and jewelry and all that around. Matlab, money was never a target. I'm not doing or blabbering about it, but cause it came so easily
Hmm.
and my needs were approached, so I was satisfied.
Right,
So I
right.
was not running behind that कि यार
Mhm.
ये करना है क्योंकि पैसे कमाने हैं. So it was
हाँ,
never an agenda. My mother was very clear कि you should be knowing to run your stomach and one other person's. मतलब मेरी मम्मी
right,
बहुत क्लियर थी कि तुम कुछ करो ना करो तुमको इतना आना चाहिए कि यू कैन फीड योरसेल्फ एंड सम एक एक्स्ट्रा इंसान को तुम अपने साथ रन कर सको करके.
right, right.
बट येट आई वाज नॉट दैट सीरियस. आई वाज अ वेरी स्टबर्न, वेरी डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ जिद्दी किड, मतलब रिबेल. टोटली रिबेल। तो जिसने अगर किसी ने कह दिया कि ये करना है वो तो बिल्कुल नहीं करना है। अगर किसी ने कह दिया कि तुमसे ये नहीं हो पाएगा तब तो बिल्कुल करना है। मतलब इट वाज लाइक दैट कि somebody has given a comment, I have to like I can do against it. So it was like that for me. And even my art journey started like कि our plus one vacations are bit longer
Mhm.
cause we are going to boards. So I started with a neighbor friend who was going in that classes, just like a hobby class कि
Hmm.
चलो
Hmm.
छुट्टियां लंबी है कुछ कर लेते हैं.
Right.
And then she left in 1 month and I was there in that class for 3 years. Because I was liking the environment, I was able to do it, and that class was also like our mentor was completely disabled. She is
Okay.
having 150 fractures in her body,
Oh,
and she is a dwarf. Yeah, she is a national award winner.
wow.
So we had a good bunch of people there who were indulging in art. We didn't know anything about art. If you ask me for first 3 years, I didn't know what are the mediums, what are the things around art. We were just doing एक painting, दूसरी painting, तीसरी painting like this. मतलब
Oh,
ठीक है. If
right.
yeah, cause everybody was there. There was a carpenter there. There was a mentor there, and all the big artists of Chhattisgarh used to visit her. Cause
Wow.
she is so renowned. So
Wow.
we used to wait cause we she was very unapproachable in
Mhm.
the terms of physical aspect.
Right.
Cause she can't come to us and we can't take that board and go to her every now and then.
Mhm.
So that was a part where we, what to say, explored brushing, coloring, and everything about it. The only thing she can guide us was with colors. Ki take too much of blue and a bit of red. So that's what she taught us, ki how to make colors. Because that was the only thing that was approachable. So that's how we learned there. मतलब there
That's
was, mm,
that
yeah, there was no पैरामीटर देयर कि दैट्स हाउ इट्स गोना बी हैपनिंग या पहले ये सीखेंगे फिर ये सीखेंगे फिर ये सीखेंगे नथिंग लाइक दैट
this is
दैट्स हाउ
so
इट स्टार्टेड
wonderful. So, I mean,
या
this fact that you are saying that you had to wait for your instructor's approval, or you had
या
to spend time with those mediums and have that patience, that is so interesting. Because right now in this Instagram world, we are so used to being validated in like 2 seconds, or 2 seconds you are expecting like 100 likes and all that, and then if you don't get it, you would be like, oh, maybe I'm not that good enough. However, that is not how you build yourself up as an artist, right? So you have touched upon this, the next thing that I was going to ask. So who are, like, what are your major life milestones that have, or events that have led you to this path, or who are your major like influences? May it be influences in terms of your relationships, or like people who give you support, or may it be influences in terms of, oh, this
दिस इज
novelist is someone who I really aspire to, just love and adore their work. Who are those people?
सो अ बिट लॉन्ग आंसर आई गेस
Are, please, please,
सो
we are here to listen to you.
So the mentor I am talking about, she used to always blow or grill us. Like if I take her an art piece that I want to make this.
Mhm.
Initially, it was all about ki we have to make a replica. It was
Okay.
never about ki we have to create it from our
Right,
mind.
right.
So whenever I used to take her ki like this is what I want to make. तो शी यूज्ड टू लाइक ग्रिल अस कि आजकल के बच्चे चार ब्रश मारे नहीं और खुद को आर्टिस्ट समझ लेते हैं एंड इट यूज्ड टू लाइक ट्रिगर मी कि व्हेन आई विल गेट द वैलिडेशन ऑफ माय टीचर लाइक
Hmm.
you wanna be ki she should accept me as a good artist, you want it, I mean it's not only for the art, it's for everything you learn ki you want a validation from your mentors.
Right.
And with God's grace, throughout this journey, I don't know about my life, but throughout this journey, have been very blessed with really amazing mentors throughout. Not only in arts, in any field. I have always found good mentors in my life. I don't know if that is what I say. I have been lucky on that part. Cause you won't believe it's I we used to wait every week कि अभी कौन सा नया आर्टिस्ट आएगा जिसको हम पकड़ के एक नया लेसन सीखेंगे.
Right.
Cause the as I said कि she was very not approachable on that part. कि we
Hmm.
can't take her कि for the lessons and everything around it. And there were two assistants of her who were dumb and deaf.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was also a very tricky part to like get the lessons. They will tell you by doing it not verbally or in another way.
Oh,
So for that 3 years now, Amrita, it was all about कि we didn't knew what we are doing. We were just doing because we were liking that हमको अच्छा लग रहा था जो हम कर रहे थे. And through that class only, I started getting orders. I made a Ganpati painting, 5 Ganpati, very vibrant. So at that time, that vibrancy was very new for people.
hmm,
Ki
hmm.
wow, so much of color in one painting with 5 Ganpati playing some instruments around it.
Wow.
So people used to ask ki you give this to us in any amount, and I was so attached from my art ki nahi, I can't give this. This is my first painting. How I can give that? So with that, orders aane lage, and then I realized I don't have the like confidence to take up a single art piece on my own. After 3 years, I still didn't had that confidence or trust कि I can make one art piece on my own. I am talking about after 30 paintings on an average. I am talking about
Wow.
कि मैंने 30 paintings बना ली थी, but I didn't had that trust कि I can make one by my own self without any help or any guidance, and I am getting orders there.
So, how did
कि
you overcome this? How did you get over those?
And with that thing, I realized कि this is not the place where I will overcome that. I
Hmm,
realized that क्योंकि I knew that thing from 3 years now
hmm,
कि यहाँ पे तो ये नहीं हो पाएगा. तो via this process, there is another mentor. एक मैम थी. Her name is Manisha Khoshiyar. She is an international artist in Raipur only.
okay.
And her work used to amaze me cause उनकी पेंटिंग में ना ऐसे दो कलर्स अलग अलग दिखते थे.
Oh.
And my colors used to like mix. तो
Hmm.
दैट अट्रैक्टेड मी कि हाउ शी कैन डू दैट. आई मीन मेरे कलर्स तो ऐसे दो अलग अलग नहीं दिखते. दे गेट मर्ज्ड. सो आई अप्रोच्ड हर कि आई वांट कि आप मुझे बस एक पेंटिंग कैसे शुरू से अंत तक बनाई जाती है. यू गिव मी द स्टेजेस एंड द प्रोसेस, एंड आई डोंट वांट एनीथिंग फ्रॉम यू. एंड दिस वाज माय फर्स्ट प्रोफेशनल पेंटिंग जो मैं उनके अंडर सीखना चाह रही थी. So
Okay.
I gave her her fees by my advance that I got, and I told her, "You guide me through, but I want to make it by myself. You just have to guide me through."
Nice.
So
Yes.
that's how it started, and she gave me the blessing that she didn't tell me ki now 1 hour class is over and you should go. I used to sit there for 6 and 7 hours, 8 hours. She didn't told me कि अब तुम जाओ.
Wonderful.
That is the only thing she gave me as a teaching. कि she didn't told me कि you should go now.
Hmm.
And I made my first professional painting under that mentor. And still I am teaching those process with the evolved or developed version that I have learned throughout to my students also.
Right. Wow.
I don't tell them to go. They can sit there in my studio for howsoever, whichsoever long they want.
So this is interesting that जो भी तुम्हारे mentors के खूबियां थी, that you have imbibed in your own process, and that is something that you are giving to your students too. So I'm sure that they would be, when they have that capacity or interest to pass it on, they would be doing the same
I
things.
have made sure कि whatever mistakes I have done in my journey that I will not pass on to them.
Hmm.
It my art journey is all about reverse engineering. I learned the basic after 7 years. When I was making professional paintings, and people were liking it, but I used to identify कि मेरी पेंटिंग में ये गलती हो रही है और मैं उसको सुधार नहीं पा रही हूँ. So
Nice.
after all this, after selling almost 10 to 12 paintings, I went to a basic teacher who taught me how to draw, how to understand angles and everything on the sixth or seventh year of my this journey.
This
It
is
was all reverse.
this is such an important part, nahi to. So
Yeah,
what happens with a lot of artists, and it has happened with me, that we are so caught up in this thought of perfection that we are so scared to put out our work out, uh,
there is
into
no
the
right
world.
way.
Yeah,
There is
and
no right way कि this is the only way or this is how you can become. No, it's not. At least in my there is no right way. You have to take away and you may have to make it right.
yeah,
That's what I have learned throughout. You have to like start the journey and you have to make it right. So you were asking about the inspirations and milestones also. So I haven't planned it as I told you ki even becoming an artist was never planned. I
mm,
am not that person who plans a lot. But where we also met, retreat,
yeah,
Vibhuti gave me some clarity about my insights and how I should uh, have a clarity of a life ahead, ki what I have to do. So
yes,
yeah, there
yes,
is a thing that I want to be the most loved and just to get the recognition to my art. That is obviously, I mean, there's no doubt about it, ki that every artist needs that love or acceptance or whatever. Everybody should see my art for
yes,
that thing. Matlab, love, not love, it's very far. At least for first stages, ki I should get identified ki I am doing something, or that can get visible. And I am trying my best in all the aspects to make it visible or make it work.
yes.
So that is what. There's no as such artist ki yeah, that work I had to do. I have a big love for human faces.
Mhm.
Well, when I create, especially eyes, that is something I make sure कि every painting of मतलब all my art pieces and those eyes should talk. Those eyes should convey what I wanna convey.
Right.
So that's what where there's no I like some there is a artist called Shekhar Ballari. I like his work a lot because he do some black and white में a stroke of very vibrant red or vibrant vermilion
Oh, wow.
all grays and a stroke of very like vibrant touch. So that's what attracts me. कि a single stroke says a lot of things around. And I like, for that matter, uh, I'm forgetting the name of that artist. That's not a painting artist. Deepak Ramola.
Okay.
He's doing some work like he's collecting life lessons of people.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah, he is doing that from like last 11 years, and I am following him rigorously. He paints people houses with their stories.
This is
Village, he has
something I would
painted
love
a
to check
whole
out.
village. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can see him on Insta. It inspires me. Ki what kind of wisdom that person would have been like
Yeah.
having.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I It's a wish. I want to meet Imtiaz Ali for that matter.
Oh,
I
wow.
want to talk to
Oh,
him. Not
fantastic. Yeah.
don't want to like take pictures on anything. I
Mhm.
just want to have an half an hour or 1 hour conversation on that part. And I just wanted to know ki, what inspired him for all the female characters he has been created. That is Veera, Tara.
Yes.
I just want to talk to him about that. Ki, what made him, or what kind of experiences made him create such characters like Ved, Tara,
Hmm.
Veera,
Hmm.
Highway and Tamasha, the movies that are really close and influence me a lot. That is what I want to know. Yeah. So
Notice.
I don't look up to like painting artists only.
Got it.
Any
Yes.
kind of. Yeah, like currently like it's very fascinating me the journey of Rishabh Rikhiram Sharma, the sitar
Mm,
artist.
mm, mm.
He's getting very viral these
Yes.
days, but I read about his journey, and it gives me I still getting the goosebumps.
Yeah.
Please just imagine a youngest disciple of like such a big artist and taking it and giving it totally new version so that our generation get to know
Exactly.
about these Indian instruments
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
that are getting eloped due to this modern music. I am not a anti-modern music, but this is something and it touches your soul. Like if
Yes.
you listen to those music, it touches your soul. You can feel it ki something is there in that what he's playing. So yeah, that's what I look up to. That journey inspires me ki yeah, it takes time and it's okay to be slow
Yes.
because there is so much of wave ki I won't lie. Once in another time you get a pressure ki we are lacking behind. We are unable to create the kind of content that is going around. We are not on it
Hmm.
and we are taking our own
Yes.
time. So we are, I hope we're not getting late or we are on right path or not. Obviously, everybody gets that doubt or what to say questions around or
Hmm. Hmm.
inside. But these kind of journeys inspires you. Ki it's okay. Everything gets, you will get your due whenever the right time will
Yes.
be. And that's like that. Yeah.
That patience, it's so necessary to cultivate that patience and that ठहराव for the. I don't think there is a word that's as beautiful as ठहराव in English. So
Uh,
I really, so just before this call, I was on a Zoom global open mic. It was a poetry open mic. So
wow.
uh, we were talking about Harivansh Rai Bachchan ji and like the great poets of who have inspired us, who were writing in the 60s and the 70s, and they had such beautiful words but also so interesting lives. और
Yeah.
उनके लाइफ में, उनके जीवन में जो ठहराव था, वो आजकल कहीं खो सा गया है. तो इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर अस टू अंडरस्टैंड that just that IG validation or that YouTube likes is not what an artist or a creative journey is all about. A creative journey is lived
Yeah.
through these winding turns and interesting points that we have, these very different art forms that you get inspired, as you were saying, by. So yeah, it's all been fascinating. So I think we are coming towards the end of our podcast, our time. So is there
Yeah.
any message that you would like to share with people who are listening in and people who are watching this?
What's yours will be there. मतलब you
Oh
don't
wow.
have to like yeah. I mean जो आपका है वो आपके साथ लग ही जाएगा. I mean you don't have to pressurize it much. That's what I have learned throughout. Like letting go is a very big part of that ki what's yours will be yours
Hmm,
and what's not yours you should let that go. You should
absolutely.
understand ki what is not yours. That's what I have learned throughout everything I am doing.
Hmm, hmm.
I have learned another thing ki get detached to your art. I heard that interview of Shah Rukh Khan where he was telling I say it like he was
Oh,
telling me only.
it's always
Yeah, he was telling me only.
all of his interviews are like वो आप ही से बात कर रहे हैं, and it is like it's
Yeah,
just you and him in the
I
room.
wanna
So
be him.
fascinating.
I
Yes.
just wanna love everybody like he spreads the love. I hope I can reach there where I can be that humble or that there ki I can like only pour love. I mean, I hope someday. But yeah, that's where he taught us about don't get detached to your art. You will not get the whole potential of your art if you get attached to it.
Interesting.
Mm, yeah, if you get attached to it, you will always like to keep it to yourself. Because attachment gives you that capital,
Oh
matlab
yeah,
it's
for
mine. Yeah. if you are able to like detach from it, मतलब आप अपने आप को उससे अगर डिटैच कर पाते हैं, so you will be able to like explore those pieces of your art to its whole potential.
Hmm.
Like if you can share it. And that's what my journey is. When I teach, I don't keep anything to myself. My lessons are whatever I know, take it from me. And
Yes.
I have realized it. In the end, I'm the one who's having an extra lesson because I am giving so much.
Yes, absolutely. I
So when you
100% agree to that.
Yeah, when you teach with all the potential you have, in the end, you will know another way via those students ki how you can make it. If not by my way, what are the other ways of making it?
That is such a fascinating thing to hear.
Yeah,
Thank you so much
yeah.
for that. I mean, because in our Indian culture, I don't know why, but we have this thing that, oh no,
Parents,
you have
yeah.
to tell all your secrets to other people. Yeah,
No, no, no.
whenever I hear this, it just
Give
irritates
it.
me.
You
Yeah,
will never be empty. You will always have a marks more than the. And it's not about more or less, I guess. It's not about that. Just give and have that feeling of giving. I mean, it's so incredible. I feel like I know anything and I'm giving somebody the substantial things that were part of my journey, that kept me surviving, that kept me alive in my darkest days. So it was to give that with the energy ki in some days when they were in their down days, maybe this will help them.
yes,
So to be able to do that, I mean, it's incredible. I can't sell that feeling in crores also. Like I can't do that. It's so priceless ki that there's no amount that can give you that
hmm,
pleasure of giving. I
hmm,
mean, uh, uh, just those lessons and knowing what value those things hold, and to know ki whosoever is learning, he doesn't know ki how valuable that lesson is for the person who's giving it.
absolutely. So, are there any like things that you are working on currently? Or and before I forget, so I met Sunidhi at the retreat, which is led by Vibhuti Dugar, and
Duggar, yeah,
she's an
she's
NLP
amazing.
coach. She's an amazing human being, and she also has an upcoming retreat in Banaras. So, whoever
Yeah.
can, is special shout out to her and her entire team who
Yeah, yeah. She's been the
coordinates that.
very big influence in
Yes.
my life. She has been uh like like very, very big part of who I am today.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
because she was there when I also didn't knew that I needed somebody. So it's a different thing altogether, and a long conversation can be done around
Yes.
it, but
Absolutely.
not this place. But yeah, she's a really big part of my transition, my journey, my wherever I will reach, I'll never forget what she has done for me. And she also didn't knew. Matlab, we both didn't knew what she's doing to me. Matlab, it was amazing.
And
I
so
mean,
at the end of this video, I'm going to attach like a few works that you have done. So if you have your permission, we would love to see those
please,
artworks,
please,
and
please,
I would love
please.
to also have your links. So can you tell us something very quickly about what you're working on right now, or if you have like any projects going on?
So, I have kept my creation very slow
Okay.
because when it comes to customization or orders or something like that, there is a timeline to it.
Right.
And you have to do it on time with team and everything around it.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I create something of my own, I keep it very slow intentionally.
Hmm.
I leave that for a week or so, and then I restart it, and then I pick up again. So, I'm making a small pitchwai painting, which is dull. Pichwai art is more about vibrancy
Yes.
and pops of Krishna and colors,
Mm-hmm.
but I am making a bull or Nandi. who's a bit of dull shades with the vibrancy of vermilion. So I
Nice.
am on it. It's a very small art piece, and I'm taking the whole time to make it. Like, I don't want to hurry. I do that oftenly. That when what I want to create for myself without any timeline, I savor it very slowly.
That's
It keeps me
interesting.
grounded. Yeah.
And there was also
Cause
like a mural work that you did recently, right? It was a
yeah, I
haunted. I
made my first Ganpati, this Ganpati, small idol there. It was an amazing experience of how I made it. And I made that idol in 1.5 hours, and I made his eyes for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
So that was most happiest I was this year was when I was creating my Ganpati, and I brought him home for the first time this year.
Yay.
So and everything was handmade. His whole setup, he himself and everything around him, everything was handmade. So, and I wanted to bring him home from last 6 to 7 years.
Wow.
And it took a lot of time, and when he came, it came just as I wanted it to come.
Beautiful.
So
Hmm.
तो that's what I'm saying कि जो आपका है वो आपका हो ही जाएगा. I mean, you don't have to do much about it. You just
Right.
have to be on it कि you want it. So
Hmm.
there is no right time or right place or right direction to anything. Just explore. Just do whatever you wish to do. Don't leave your heart empty. That's what. दिल
Thank you
करे वो
for,
करना
yes,
चाहिए.
thank you for this entire
Yeah.
conversation. मुझे काफी
Yeah.
कुछ सीखने मिला. I learned a lot
अरे
of things just by talking to you, and it's always a
अरे
delight to interact with you and like have a chat with you. So,
thanks for being my cheerleader and supporter. Always you show up on my DMs like wow or appreciating me with all the kind and good words, and that means a lot. मतलब whenever you pop up, I knew there are some good words coming to me, and there is somebody who's watching me or supporting me from so far,
yes,
and we didn't knew that that's how it's gonna be like
yes,
when we first met. So
yes.
that's what it is all about na. और क्या चाहिए? I mean, nobody wants more than that or expecting anything from that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
going to close this conversation. Thank you so much once again, Sunidhi, for sharing
Thank you
your
so much
journey
for the
with us.
opportunity.
Yes, and
Yeah,
it's
pleasure
a
is on
pleasure.
mine. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.